What's up, guys? It's Christopher D, AV1D on TVN, ECF, Aerovapor on YouTube. Today I come from my closet. I have a vape layer. It's not done up yet. I moved to Florida recently, got a house, and gave the rest of the house to the wife and said, the closet's mine. That's all I want, is the closet. Somewhere to go in peace and quiet, to vape, DIY, go on TVN, do videos, and not be bothered. However, even though I have two doors in between me and my kids, you will still hear them. So, to the review. Today I have the Tidy 10 Clearomizer from Innokin. Now, when I got my original iTaste, it came with... what did it come with? It came with these. This is the old Tidy 10 Clearo. And it would have a cap like this on it. Fuck me. I'm going with it. So, I did the review for the iTaste, and as soon as I did the review, I was contacted by Innokin saying, hey, we're redoing the Tidy 10s, I'm going to send you some. So they did, and that's what this is. Now, when you get the Tidy 10s, the new ones come with... I have so much shit on my table, I don't know where I'm going with what. So, the Tidy 10s come with a little condom on the end. And the reason for that is because when you fill it, just like the Phoenix, because it's a bottom coil, if you don't keep the air pressure in the carto, the juice is just going to pour out the bottom. So when you fill them, make sure you keep the condom on the bottom of the Clearo. Now the big difference between the old Tidy 10 and the new Tidy 10 is there was a little white cap on this. I don't know where the F it went. But the old one had this and then a white cap on it. And in order to fill it, you took the white cap off and then you used a syringe. There's a little hole in there. And you fill it with a syringe. With the new Tidy 10s, you do not have to do that. You just pull the white cap off and you can see the middle tube there for the airflow. You just drip your juice around the edge of it and then push the cap on. Now, like I said, if you do not keep the condom on the bottom, you are going to get juice that's going to leak out. So make sure you leave the condom on the bottom when you're filling it up. However, in my opinion, it is a much better upgrade to this than having to use a syringe like on the old ones. There's some states where you get caught with a syringe and they'll put you in jail for 10 years for it. So I don't really like to carry syringes around with me in my vape kit, so I like the fact that they got rid of the syringes. It's very easy to fill, but the flip side of that now is it holds a little less liquid. Not much, but a little. It only holds about 1 to 1.2 mils of juice, but again, it's not that big of a deal because all you do is pull the cap off, you drip into it, put the cap back on. If you do get flooding, what I've been doing is, if you hold it like this and blow it out, you're just going to keep blowing juice out. So in the event that you do get flooding, I just kind of flip it upside down and then blow it out. So that way you're not just continuously blowing juice out. And anytime that I've flooded it, that's kind of solved the problem. Which brings me to my next kind of minus on it. If you look at the top, which you're not going to be able to see because the goddamn light's so bright. Anyway, you see the drops of juice? Because the hole is so small on the cap, you'll get juice on the top. Every so many hits, you'll get like a little drop of juice on the top and it'll hit your lip and you get juice in your mouth. There's not really much you can do to solve that. Unfortunately, this design, you cannot use your own drip tip. You have to use this little cap. So because of it being so thin and being that it has such a small hole on top, you're just going to every so often get a drop of juice on top. If that's a deal breaker for you, then the carto is probably not for you. However, with that being said, it has been producing great for me. I haven't been experiencing dry hits, and if the closest I've come to getting dry hits is that hit you get before a dry hit, where you take a hit and you're like, ah shit, the next hit's gonna be dry. That's kind of the closest I've come with this one, which I'm happy with, and that doesn't happen often, but it all depends on the voltage. Unfortunately, I'm still not settled in, so I don't have anything to check the ohms on this, but judging by the vape and the volt I have it set at, I have to assume it's around 2.8 to 3 ohms, so it's like standard resistance. Right now I have it set to 4.4 volts. But whether or not you get dry hits is also going to have to do with what voltage you set it at. If you crank it up and you're chain vaping, then you're going to probably get dry hits. In the event you do, all you really have to do is take a pull on it without firing it, and you'll see the bubbles come up. You see the bubbles come up? That's just showing you that the juice is going to the wick, and you're going to get a juicy hit. I must say, like, I really didn't have high expectations for this, but I'm really enjoying it. And one of the reasons is I've been mixing, actually I haven't really been mixing juice. I mixed a juice that I've been loving, and it's like a caramelized berries, and it is insane. Like, it's just, it's awesome. And before I got these, I was vaping it on a Bogue Carto. Now, I'm obviously getting more vapor because I have this thing cranked up on a standard resistance, but there are notes of flavor in it that I never tasted before with the Bogue. And after I used one of these, and it was broken in after an hour or so, I was just tasting flavors that I just didn't know were there. And it was the same with, like, I gave it to my wife to try, and she thought it was a different juice because there's just, the flavors really come out in this Clearomizer. The throat hit is good. The vapor production is great. And like I said, the flavor, I'm just getting flavors that I didn't even know I had in my juice. Now again, in the day and age where everybody has 5 and 6 mil tanks, it might be a turnoff for you that it only fits about a mil or so of juice. But as easy as it is to fill, it hasn't been an issue for me. The one really weird thing about this cartomizer, the thing that I think is weird is, you know, it's made for the eye taste. And this is the Chameleon eye taste. It's like a purplish green, almost like a pearl. And the cap for the eye taste doesn't fit over the Clearomizer. That's just weird to me, because these things come in the kit with the eye taste, but the cap doesn't fit. So that's definitely a negative for me. It's not a huge deal, because I'll be honest, I usually leave the cap at home. I don't use the cap very often for the eye taste. So it's not a big deal, but I just thought it was weird because the cartos come with the kit, but you can't fit the carto under the cap properly. Oh shit, my battery's dying. And my eye taste just died. That's okay. Never leave home without two. So getting awesome vapor, awesome flavor, a great throat hit. I'm really happy with the way these produce. For me, they're producing really well. It's very similar to the Phoenix. This is the Phoenix. This is the Tidy 10. It's built the same way with a bottom coil, the wicks coming out the side where the juice feeds. You know, the Tidy 10 is definitely smaller, but the plus for the Tidy 10 over the Phoenix is you need a syringe to fill the Phoenix, while you can just take the top off of the Tidy 10 and fill it. But as far as vapor quality, I'm getting a very comparable vape with the Tidy 10 as I do with the Phoenix. Vaping really well. Now, be careful if you do go to buy these and check what revision they are or what version they are, because like I said, they do have the original version, which you do need a syringe for, and in my opinion did not vape as well. I did have issues with dry hits on the first version. I mean, it doesn't appear to be that much different. Oh, you know what the difference is? The coils, the wicks don't come out the side on this version, they actually come out the tops. These come out the side. So if you're going to order these somewhere, ask what version of the Tidy 10 Clearos it comes with. Version 1 with the syringe, or version 2 that you don't have to use a syringe. But if you like Clearomizers, if you like the Phoenix and all those line of bottom coil Clearos, this falls right in line with the rest of them. To me, it's vaping almost the same as the Phoenix. I actually got this to break in quicker than I did my Phoenix. I started using these at the same time, and the Phoenix still has a very light throat hit, while this one has like a full flavor and full throat hit. So that's about all I got. The Tidy 10 Clearomizer, for me it's a win, as long as you don't mind the couple drawbacks, like, you know, you're going to get a little bit of juice on top of the cap every so often. It's just inevitable because it's such a small hole. It only holds about 1 ml of juice, but vapes like a champ. Great vapor, great throat hit, great flavor. I got notes out of my juice that I didn't even know were in there. It's fairly easy to use, haven't had issues with dry hits. It works really well with the iTaste, but also works on any other device you have. You can get them as a 510 connection or 808. It does have both, so for you people who use 808s, you can get them for that. I will try and put some links of where you can get the Tidy 10s separately from the kits. I don't know that the new revision has been released yet. I'll put that in the description later, because I have not seen them. So if you go to buy them, make sure you ask, is it version 1 or is it the revision? And if the vendor doesn't know, ask them if you need a syringe to fill them or not. Alright guys, so that's about all I've got. Make sure that you tune into TVN. I will be coming up as a host on Total Vaping Network. It is stickem/Total Vaping Network. Google it. It is a great time. There's tons of stuff being given away constantly. If you're into DIY, there's a lot of good DIY information on there, and just overall a lot of great just bullshit banter and a lot of fun. So I know I've learned a lot since I've been on there, and now we'll be hosting, which I am really excited about. So make sure you tune into TVN, and if you're not subscribed to me, make sure you click subscribe right now, and I will see you guys later.